is I'm going to customize this car. I'm going to chop it all up, cut it up to make what I'm seeing in my brain. Don't get it wrong. I've restored many cars before, and that's what I used to do for a living. But for me, the pleasure of building a car, working on a car, is customizing it, and that's what I like to do. On this one here, I'm going to cut the bottom of the door off, and this is the reason why. I want structure. No, not even going to say that yet. Let's just cut the bottom of the door off, and we'll go from there. Welcome back. I'm Bad Chad, and Queen Jolene's on the camera. Let's check this thing out. We'll even draw a little visual so you can see it after I cut the door off, maybe. What I'm going for is on the bottom of this door of the car door is rotten on the bottom. Okay, so it's got this lip. Every time you go look at a car, you should look at the lip, see how thick it is, and then you can tell if it's been worked on or not. And then if you look at the lip, then you can tell if, what I mean by the lip is this piece that's folded over top here, how thick it is, and then you can tell if something's been fixed or something, whatever. If you cannot see the lip, you must accept in your own brain that it's been fixed. And basically that's what's going on. So the bottom of the door is gone, and the face of the door is gone. What I'm thinking is, to repair the door, obviously I need an outside and I need an inside. I'm going to skip that process, and the reason I'm going to skip that process is because I feel where I'm going with this car, the cuts and the things I'm going to do to this car, this is going to benefit me, because this is going to allow for me to do other things. My hinge is here at the bottom. I don't want to destroy that whatsoever, not even a little bit. Not even a little bit. I can feel behind my hand where it's at, and I can see my finger in the hole there, so I know that everything's okay below that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this door off right at the point. I'm going to cut that door off right there, right at the point there. It kind of gives me a nice point there. Then I look at this end, I have the exact same point here. I'm going to cut that door off right there. I'm going to cut the whole bottom of it off. I'm going to cut right along there, zip cut it off there. I'm going to go around, cut it off the front. The door is still going to work perfectly. I'm not saying perfectly, because the door does not work that well this moment. The car is up on jack stands. I haven't got it unequal in anywhere. It's under suspension on this side. It's under suspension on that side. It's under each wheel on the other side. So basically it's sitting on the ground because it's on the suspension, but we're up in the air a little bit so I can deal with this. What else was I going to say? With the door, I want to show how the door fits. We must see how the door fits before we even start. I can see that when the door goes up, it fits tight. There's not much of a gap. Come take a look here. Can you see that? There's not much of a gap there. So when I cut the bottom of the door off, I do not feel like it's going to affect that any. It might take away some of the structure of the door, because the bottom of the door has been cut off, and it'll be a little bit more flimsy, but it'll still be there. Our line's good. We're tight, quite tight. And it's hard to believe that they got paint on it without having it chipping every day, but they did. Nothing has come apart. The roof is still together. The sill is still together. There's nothing pulling it apart. There's nothing making the door fit any different because it's up in the air, because we're on the suspension. So I'm okay with how the door fits right at the present moment. And if I'm not, I'm too bad by the looks of things. I'm not going to be able to do much to it other than start cutting and trying to bring the line back. We're not going there first. We're going to cut the bottom of the door off. So I'm just going to take this line. Want my glasses. First day back in a little while. We've been working hard in other places, and I want to thank you guys all for following along and paying attention. We really appreciate it. But now it's time to get slicing and dicing some cars, just where we like it. I'm just going to go like this. That's where I'm cutting it off at, right there. Better come down just a little bit. I can always go up. Better come down a little bit, I guess. Now I'm going to do the front hinge. Just going to mark it. Just going below the hinge of the door. Once, cut the bottom of the door off. It's going to take a little bit of structure away from the door. You have to be careful. And what I mean by careful is just like, treat it with kit and gloves, as I've got the bottom of the door cut off. So I feel. I don't know if I can. How am I going to mark that? I want to sear them. So I can cut on the other side. Would be nice. There it is. So this is what it's going to look like. Should have that on there. I'm going to cut the door off that far. So we'll only hit all this, but be gone. We'll have brand new metal up here. We'll have brand new metal. We'll have this little tiny piece right here that we'll have to deal with. And maybe we can deal with that. I'm not sure if it's overlapped or what it is, but let's cut it off. Let's get a ruler. Just long enough. I'm going to go with the bottom one. Now, my Queen Jolene. She can use a marker and a camera also, can't you not, babe, sweetheart? What I'm going to do is I'm just going to hold that on there like that. And Jolene's going to do the best she can and film and scratch a line for me. Please and thank you, sweetheart. Like it down or... Oh, my fingy in the way. Okay, good. I'm just gonna, for shits and giggles, just want to measure out and see if we're the same on either end of the door. I don't think it much matters, but I want to check. 4.5. Did you see that? 4.5. Not a bad eye. Not a bad eye. Jolene's got beautiful eyes. Alright, let's put this down. So, in my way of thinking, where I am customizing this, and the way I'm going to repair the door, you know, you still can customize it. In fact, you can fix the door and still customize it, obviously. But where I'm going, me making one piece instead of making two pieces and then make them fit together, I think I'm going forward faster doing this. You know, as you watch, then you can judge, I guess. But if you do not watch or pay attention, it's pretty hard to judge because you really don't know. That's why it's easy to judge, because you don't have to think. If you know what I'm saying, like to judge, you just don't have to think. It's pretty easy. All right, let's cut it off. Are you sure, sweetheart? She's positive. Cutting this door off right at the present moment. The heat will get to the door skin a little bit. It'll get a little bit wobbly, but it'll come back. So as I'm cutting it, I'm not going to try to make it red hot. I'm just going to go slow. You can see on the back, this is the reason why Volvo has a nice, dense sounding car. They insulated every piece in the car, which is a reason why the Volvo sounds tough and rough when you shut the doors. It sounds really good. Is because they insulated it. I started off wrong already. I should have done one door and then showed you the door. Now I got to try to put this one together and go get the other one done. If you know what I'm trying to say. do another line on the inside. We've got a piece here on the door. There's a cable run there. Doug had taken all the doors apart, and he left one together over there just to show us how it does go together. But it is connected on the bottom, so I'm going to have to disconnect that on the bottom before this piece completely falls off. But that's what I'm going to... Ouch! You can see these doors too. See the... Check out the door, how it goes like that. It caves in like that. You know? And so does the sill of the car. And you can see the door on the other one does the exact same thing. Goes straight and then turns in like that. We're going to open the door all the way, I guess. That makes it work easier for me. What do you think, Jolene? Can you hold that in for me? Sweetie pie, sweetie pie. Is it hot?
That was the other side of the door is hot.
Okay. She's holding on to the cut side, boys. She's tough as nails. Stop it. It's a good sign when I traveled all the way along the bottom of that. I hit the bottom of every circle, you know what I'm saying? It's a good sign. Except for this one in the front. Except for that one. Gotta make sure it's above that. And it is. All right, we're gonna cut that off. Let's do it. When you're, you know, cutting cars and doing what I'm doing here, let's face it, I would say it's art, you know. It's your chance to express what you think a car should look like, you know. And if you can get it the way we've done it here, like this car, we went and bought one, we, you know, replaced it with this one, he gave us this one, he gave us money back for the other one. There was nothing being made or anything other than something to work on, basically. And you know how it goes, idle hands is the devil's broth, and the more you know, can get out and think about something, fix something, work with your hands, you never know what comes from it. You just become, what can I say? Happy. You become happy when you get to create. If the window and the glass is out, you would never want to cut the door off with the glass in it because the sparks and stuff would tear your glass up, just so you know. Don't want to cut that. All right, now I'm into the back side of something, and I'm just going to keep cutting. That's cool. That's cool. How am I going to cut the front side off now? Never thought about all that yet. Never thought about that yet. Applicator saw. Got to cut the bottom off here because there's a piece stuck on the bottom. Missed her by a little bit. I got a little piece. Now I have to get it off the front. Reciprocating saw. Jolene, I burnt the last one out. Jolene just got me one, so I'm going to have to open her up, I guess. This is the time. The last one I had it lasted probably 10 years, and I burnt it out cutting wood. Probably shouldn't have done that, but I have to respect 10 years of my abuse, and it stayed with it. But then now we're on to a new one, and let's see how she goes. I just want to cut the front of that door off. We're almost there. Everything looks good, and it's really, I'm going to say, there's not a whole lot of structure there, so you want to be careful with it. We'll get the bottom lobbed off it, and then we'll do what I think we should do next. Take what you like and throw away the rest. Because you don't mess with nobody but the best. Try this sucker, see how that goes. Don't want to get a bunch of bang, 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 bang going. I just want to get it off easy if I can. If you know what I'm trying to tell you. The saw can make a bunch of noise. There's the first one. There's the first attempt. Nope. Unplugged myself. Probably best I did what I was doing. We're getting close. Just gotta go careful. Stop it. Nope, that's not it. That's not it. Well, it fell off. Only just a little bit. Come on. Got myself a canoe. Maybe this will work. This will work. So, unplug that sucker, did I? Nope. Alrighty. Here's what we got. It's been fixed, been played with, and that sort of stuff. And that's okay. I'm just going to move this for a second. Athena's turned the dog bell's gone off, and that's okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this piece off. This piece went on the inside the door and welded at that bottom of the door, and that's what I was saying, cutting off. I don't know if I spitting sparks on the side of my neck or razor burn, whatever it is, but it's burnt. I'm alive. I really am. Now, you can see right here where the hinge is. See right, you can see the hinge is right there at the bottom. we're all good, you know, right up to where I think we need to be. Trying to cut it off long enough, but not short enough, that I can just, when I put that piece back on there, I can just tack it back on there. Yeah, I'm just going to clean a little bit of the metal off. Beautiful. We have some insulation on the inside of the door. I'm going to have to probably peel some of that up before I want to start applying the bottom of our door. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, now we've got it cut off. Like I said, there's two pieces going on there. I want to shut it to see what it looks like. It's going to be a little bit flimsy because the bottom's not connected. But it still does shut. Our rusty metal is gone. That's a fantastic thing. What's going on here at the edges here, we had a rounded corner, and we might get a rounded corner. And if we do, that's fine. If we don't, does not matter to me. We are customizing it. We're making it our way. So I probably will round it a little bit. Maybe not as much as that, but let's continue on. I need a piece of metal. How long? It's hot in here. Whew, it's sticky. It's sticky Ricky. 40 inches long. Yeah, 40 inches long, 40 inches long, 40 inches long. I don't think so. Nope. Let's check this out. That's 40 inches long, that's for sure. Alright. I'm just hoping that it's wide enough. You know something? That's my pattern. Let's do this. Let's pull that off. Sweep that off. We'll get all the rust off it as we get going. We're just trying to get it off the best we can, as quick as we can. I just don't want to ruin anything trying to get it off, but we'll get it off a little at a time. We did not we stripped the hood with a plastic stripper wheel, and that's the way we stripped it. If you're going to strip your car, that plastic stripper wheel is fine. If you go into a sandblaster, do not start sandblasting your hood, your sides of your doors, and your trunk lid and that sort of stuff. Do not do that, because you will ruin them. And, you know, just as simple as that. You'll ruin them. And it will be nobody's fault but your own if you ruin them, because sandblasting warps that stuff. Too much heat, too much power. Just going to trace this off. This is what I cut off. So I'm thinking that this is the shape that it should be. And I hope you agree with me. And if you don't, it's okay. Do it for yourself. Check it out. And whatever doesn't fit, we must acquit. Now, right down there, you can see the piece I traced off. You can see where the metal's sucked in right there. That's where that patch is, right? We'll fix that when we go to put our piece on. Look, you can see how that's sucked in right there. We don't want that. We want it pushed out. So we'll fix that just like this. Hope that makes sense. It's an easy fix. Why not? This is the, that's the back. That's where I chawed that thing off in the back. And that's the front, obviously. Let's go for it. I'm going to cut it off in that little thing right there. Nathan went up to Layton's and he found himself a shear in the junk pile. And he is in love with the shear, I think. He's in love with it, I guess. Which I can't say is to blame him when you can jump up and cut a piece of metal so quickly. Fina's not giving up. See what happens. I'm going to cut. I'm not going to cut on the outside of the line. I'm going to cut on this side of the line. And the reason being is the inside of the line I feel is the pattern. I could shave it off, but we'll see. I'll cut on the inside of this line. I'll cut on the outside of that line. How's that? Doesn't much matter, I guess. As long as we're happy in the end. Yeah. Well, I'm getting over the shyness of the Volvo, cutting the bottom of the door off, aren't I? I'm getting, my shyness is over. I was being shy at first, didn't want to go near it. Had lots of other things I had to do, that's why. And once you get into something, I find I like to keep my brain there as long as I can. Doesn't look bad. Cut this side off. I might leave a little bit of line on this side. You can buzz it off. A little bit, I said, not all of it. Hard to believe it. I've got on the wrong side of the line, that one. It's not a straight piece, so I can't go over and shear it off. It's got to be cut. Zip cut this way, and anyway, but I figure we'll go with this one on this application. Let's get this thing gathered up and make it look right on the ends. Yes. I'm going to just scuff the front to make it smoother and flow nicer. And I might just I'm not sure. I'll just leave the inside for now. I'm going to knock down these corners on that, but I do want to sand down the face of it. The reason I want to sand down the face of it is I just want to make it the best it can be, quickly as possible. I'm walking away 3 different cords. Look out, baby! Alright, let's plug this bad boy in. I'm still going to do a couple other things to that piece of metal to get that ready. Just gonna when I'm running that across here, that sander, I'm just hoping I'm knocking off the sharp heads. I got a 4-inch, probably 4-inch, 5-inch flat wheel there. If I hold it flat, I'll get a little bit of it straightened out. It's almost like I'm planing something, but it's on a round edge, and I'm using that to do it. Let's strip this piece of metal so it looks better. Remember, I'm going to strip the rest of the car. It's just going to take a bit to get it there, but the metal that we put in it, we'll do the best we can. 2 different things going on here than what happened on the 34 Dodge. We welded up a car that was derelict and made a hot rod. And now we're going to make a custom. Why we are waiting on the hot rod for certain things, then you move on and do other things, obviously. Never let anything slow you down. Let can't motivate you so you can. Oh yeah, where's the front, where's the back? Oh man. I think the front one, whatever, which way it goes. Let's open her up. We're gonna have to get a welder over here, obviously. Yeah. That's not it. That's it. All right, good, perfect. Now I'm just going to take and knock a little bit of this off. This insulation on the back side got a little burn on me. What I'm going to do is I'm going to knock it off with the X-Acto knife. Just cut it off. So when you're doing your car and you're insulating it, look at Volvo. They didn't insulate every piece. They just insulated some of it. They insulated one piece inside the door. They got a nice little square piece inside the door, but foot by foot. They didn't insulate the whole thing. The whole floor is not insulated. It's just insulated areas to make it sound deadening, I guess. And they did it the most reasonable way. Make sure you got your gloves on when you're cutting this off. And I'll tell you why. Because the edge of that door is sharp. Ooh, I bet you it's sharp. So I'm going to pick that up. Cause no hassle, you know what I mean? Just peel that off. Now, so as I've been saying, we basically got this one for free because of the deal that we made. And if we can make a deal like that, that means you also can make a deal like that. You know, as I'm working on this, and that doesn't matter what car it is, you can make a deal, or, you know what I mean? Figure out a way how to get what you want. Basically, that's what we've done. Just trying to clean it up there a little bit. Generally don't clean it up with the X-Acto knife, but we got stuff in there that don't want to burn, that we don't want to burn. Alrighty, I'm gonna get a welder. Yeah, if you you know, obviously if you subscribe to this channel, you obviously must know that we're building things from our brain, and we're using things that we can buy cheaply. So we do not have a special plan where everything's going. We're just going by the seat of our pants. The Volvo seemed like a pretty good deal for running car, and that's why we were fixing the running car, because that's what we were able to acquire at the right price. If I could acquire a 36 Ford Coupe at $4,000 or $5,000, $6,000 that was running, that I could chop the roof off and customize, I definitely would. And if you have one, give me a call. Give me a call. But there's all kinds of cars to customize. I like them all. I feel like every car has a beauty in its way. Sure it does. I think I'm not out of fuel, but it looks like it. At least it was turned off. Then we got a helmet. I probably should grab a air hose, turn the air on. Probably should always turn the air on when you're welding something up. Just in case you don't want to get too hot. Turn the air on when you're doing something. That way there you can, you know, if it gets too hot, you can fix it. You can cool it down. Also, if you destroy something that you just made, that means you've gone backwards. You know, now you got to fix something that you've got messed up. And on this on this sport, it takes a long time, so be careful. And what I mean by careful is one dot at a time, and some air. Yeah, we've got a nice piece of metal here, nice and clean. Bottom front of the door's clean, back of the door's clean. That's not sandblasted there, but we'll be able to get up in there. Let's put this bad boy on. Don't really. Up. Where do I want to clamp that? Well, that's fine right there. What I want to do, I think I'd rather, in all honesty, let's see. That's what I'm gonna do. You need to get a clamp or a magnet or something, just to hold that end up. Hold that up for me. Thank you. Alrighty. One, it's holding, that's all it's doing is holding it for me, that's all it's doing. Now I'm going to eye her up and make her fit. And then she'll be in place. As soon as I tack the other spot, it's in place. So basically I'm going to run through exactly what you should do when you weld up your car. As I'm doing this, I got one tack on it, it's fitting. One tack's fit. When I go to put the other tack on, I'm going to try to get it to fit the best I can. Yes, I am. But in all actual fact, you want to take some time and make sure. And we're kind of way off right here at the present moment. At the present moment, we're way off. Okay. And we probably should be. Just going to tack it on here. Stop it. Hit it where it needs it. All right, stuck on there. Now, see how we got that? See how that all overlapped on it? See how it's too far, like it's not out far enough? See that? It got too much? I'm not gonna sand it off. I'm gonna make it fit. If you know what I'm trying to tell you, I'd be better off to make it fit than not fit. I'm gonna have to just want to do it like this, just like that. That's how I want to do it right there. And then I have to have weld that on there. So, let's do this. Grab a magnet. What I'm trying to do is I'm going to pull that door skin out to this piece, because that right there would tell you your true pattern. I mean, that there's got no reason to be flexed or anything. It's got a nice round shape to it. Looks really good. I'm going to do the exact same thing. This is where, as you get into your 50s, where the eyesight is not it's where it's starting to lack. This is where it'll get you sometimes. Making sure I'm going to go back here. I like how it's tacked up. I like how it's tacked up in there. I can feel on the backside that I got lots of metal on the backside. I can feel like it's overhang there. This one's feeling it's really right on the money. This corner here. And I want to nail it on there. You see where the there she is. Just followed all the way along. I would have liked to start in the center, but didn't work out that way for me because I liked where it was going here. See if I can get that. Just want it. Okay, pull out and push up same time. Got it. I don't like that one. Pull it a little bit further. No real heat going there, just tacking it on lightly. No heat whatsoever, just kind of get it tacked on there. Nope, didn't get it. Get it back and get it. There we go. Beautiful. Yeah. Hey, what's going on? Why are we working funny? Let's do it again. And I want that right out there because it fit. I get out here somehow and maybe push up one a different way. I really agree with, I guess, I don't know if I agree with, I like to have sneakers, to be honest with you, inside a shop. And then you get the steel toe sneakers. Them aren't sneakers, they're just fancy work boots. Yeah. I need to push that out. Here we go. And up at the same time. This work can get hard, you know, if you're doing something. Just try to get it positioned in where you need it to weld it. That's basically it. That's why I'm trying to push out and up. Same time. Can you do that trick? Imagine I can. I even use the hammer for the holder to help me weld it. No heat, no heat. The reason I'm saying no heat because we're just going in and tacking it. There it is. Peekaboo, it said. Beautiful. Okay. Had a hammer here, I thought. Yeah. That front, that little bronze piece needs to go in a little tiny bit. But that door does sure look good going along the bottom. We got a nice bottom going along there because we made it go along nice. Just going to go on the inside. And what I'll do is I'm going to tack it where it's tight, or I'll just tack it every little bit of everywheres. And then I'll come along and use a sander and knock it off. Right? Makes sense, doesn't it? Makes sense to me. Alrighty. Same thing as front. We don't want to ruin anything. We just want it to have bottom on the door. Right. If I'm sticking my tongue out, it's just because I want to do a good job. Right? Makes sense, doesn't it? Thank you. Thank you, clamps. You were fantastic. You did a great job. Closing my eyes, just tacking it on because it's going to have to be sanded to make it fit right. Make it fit right. Hey, ja. Alrighty. Now, that piece there, we get tacked. So you can come in here and you see that piece I got cut off there with that wheel on it. Now I got that piece cut off. Now I'll weld that piece right back on the bottom of that door, and then we're ready to rock and roll again. As you can see, we have a bottom of the door on of the car, and I can cut the ends off and round them up after. But you can see how, I made a bottom of the door. And how long has that been? 50 minutes. I did a little bit of talking, a little bit of explaining. Now I've got a brand new door bottom on. I haven't gotten anything. When I go to weld this up, we'll take the door off. We'll turn it upside down. And then we'll weld that. We'll sit down on a little seat and weld the top of the door up, and all the heat can come up. We won't distort the door. We're back in a brand new metal. It looks excellent, looks fresh. We'll round the corners up after when I feel like it. I'll probably just put a little small corner on it, like something like yay. Get rid of a little bit more bronze. We'll round that corner up maybe. And basically, this is the reason where I'm going. When take the hat off for a second. When I've chopped the bottom of, you'll have to forgive me, it's been a little bit. I chopped the bottom of the door off. You're probably saying why. Well, the sills are bad in the car also. The sills are bad on the other side of the car. You must know when the cars come in, they get cut, basically. This one here, we're going to make into a convertible. This car is a unibody car. If you look inside the car, it's got one little tiny frame rail that comes up underneath the floor, on the rotted floor that we have. It's got, basically it's all welded together. It does not come off its frame. The frame is welded to the car. So it's called a unibody car. And this car has basically no structure for a convertible. To me, like, it's not built to be a convertible, but that's what we're going to make. The bottom of the doors were rotten, so I made the decision to cut the bottom of the doors to fill my fancy of making a convertible, and that is, I'm going to make the sills bigger than these are. These sills are no good, so I'm going to make new ones. So when you follow along, you'll get to see, I'll come in here and make a sill that is that high, all the way along. We'll make it on the inside. We'll make a brand new floor. We'll structure this car so it can have the roof chopped off it. I think we want to do that first, but basically we want to get the doors knocked off so I can see where I'm going and where I'm going to put my new sill. Now that I have the door exactly where it was or fitting and I cut it off, now I know where to come along and put my sill, where the gap is to be. And then once I know that, then I know that I can cut my sill off on the outside because I've got one that I can weld on in its place to keep its structure for now. As you follow on this build, we'll do things that I think that are going to make the car strong enough to get the roof cut off it. And basically, I want to make a convertible, a Volvo. That's what I want to do. I'm not sure, fender, I go like that. I think we're going to fender skirt this one. So that's what I plan on making. We'll make a Volvo. We're going to have to do a lot to it to make it look like that because it does not look like that right now, but that's what we're going to make out of it. And we're going to customize it as we go and repair it structurally fit so it can have its roof cut off. We'll see what goes on. I thank everybody for coming back. We really appreciate it. It's nice to be back in the shop to start to cut and do that sort of stuff. But I was holding off a little bit because I know once the blade is put on her, then we're into cutting and fixing and going on like that. We have got a really exciting weekend coming up. We're going to Cape Breton, not just me and Jolene. Doug and Nate are going also. And we're going up to the car show. And if you're in Cape Breton or near Cape Breton and you want to meet us, Nate or Doug, or hang out, come to the show. I think it should be fantastic. From what I understand, it's a big show. And let's make it a bigger one. See you there or be square.